助けてほしいかナナに。心を燃やせ。限界を超えろ。
Hello and welcome to More Than Headlines, your weekly anime news podcast powered by Audio Technica, made by Australians for global citizens. I'm your extremely humble host, Brendan White, aka the Salt and Pepper Senpai. And joining me in the studio, my trusted co-host and rival, they say Tama, to my Genos, Courtney Smith. How the bloody hell are ya?
I'm really good because today I'm going to have a movie marathon with my friend.
Yes.
And we're watching Twilight.
Oh, I was curious where you were going to go with this marathon, because there is many sort of long-winded series out there that are worth the whole back-to-back-to-back, but Twilight was not on my bingo card. No disrespect to the vampires and the werewolves out there, but yeah, I wasn't thinking of that one. You're a bit of a, what do they call it, a twihard? Is that what they call the fans?
Well, actually, I didn't get into the books. I tried to read them when I was in high school when they first came out, but I didn't like the writing style. But then the films came out and I was like, this is so ridiculous. I love it. So that's how I started to get into Twilight.
Are you Team Edward? Are you a vampy gal?
Yeah, I'm Team Edward.
Fair call. I don't know where I stand on the matter. Yeah, I need to go away and reflect on if I'm Team Vampire or Team Werewolf on that one. I have watched all the films. They're fine. They're not my usual flavor of vampire or werewolf madness, but I do like a good romance. So it kept me enthralled at least till the end. But no, I'm doing good. The sun is shining. We are recording on Saturday, the 17th of August of the year 2024, episode 13. Unlucky for some, but lucky for you listeners and viewers out there, because we have an absolute banger of an episode today, that I'm sure.
We sure do. Some good news and some sad news for this week.
Yeah, the bad hits keep coming, but yeah, we'll sort of talk about all that and more over the next 20, 30, 40 minutes, depending on how long we rant and rave. But without further ado, let's jump into this.
You like the news?
All right, headline number one. This year marks the 10th anniversary of the action fantasy series Noragami. In celebration of the anime's anniversary, the series is getting 7 different projects. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, ranging from special illustrations, messages, and visuals from the original staff and mangaka. Memorial Blu-ray box set and the Yato phone, they'll all be available from October 16th, 2024. So a little under 2 months' time, you can get your hands on some Noragami hotness.
But the biggest piece of news to come from the 10th anniversary project's announcement is that there's actually going to be free YouTube broadcasts of Noragami seasons 1 and 2, as well as the stage play. So if you haven't seen it, or if you have seen it and you love it, you can enjoy the series without needing to pay for a subscription service if you don't want to.
And that last announcement you just dropped there, Courtney, makes me pretty happy, because I personally wouldn't be dropping cold hard cash specifically for Noragami to seek it out on Crunchyroll and such. But I watched season 1 a couple of years ago now, and I thought it was pretty enjoyable, but it didn't feel overly memorable to me. The animation from Bones, which obviously the biggest franchise they're handling is My Hero Academia these days, is really nice. And I enjoyed the dynamic between Yato and Hiroi, but I wasn't really enamored to jump into season 2. So I haven't checked out season 2 yet. It's on my to-do list, but that to-do list is eternal and constantly expanding week by week. But knowing that there's also 16 worth of manga and world building that they do have available here, maybe I need to go back and check it out, because I thought it was fine. It was easy. It was enjoyable. But yeah, it just didn't sort of grab me the way I was hoping it to be.
I think, like Spice and Wolf, this is one of those series that's been on my plan to watch list for actually 10 years. Like when it first started airing back in 2014, I definitely saw it coming out and I was like, oh yeah, I'll get to it. And I put it on my plan to watch this, but I didn't watch it. And every season that rolls by, I'm like, yeah, I should watch Noragami, you know, I should watch all these other series. But it's been 10 years that I've been saying that about Noragami, so maybe I think I should definitely watch the YouTube airing now.
Yeah, got options. Whether you want to jump in and check it out on Crunchy or on YouTube. I like that they are sort of giving it to the masses for free, albeit probably laden with ads because YouTube is the worst for that these days. But yeah, it's fine. It's a perfectly enjoyable watch and some cool themes and some cool animations. So give it a look. But yeah, one day I'll go back and check out season 2 and see what actually heck happens with this story.
I think one day we need to discuss all of the anime that have been on our plan to watch list for like a certain amount of time. Like for me, it would be stuff that's been on there for like 10 years. So, stuff that I need to actually go and watch.
Yeah, the daunting thing for me is most of my plan to watches are like the parts of the big three, like Naruto and One Piece is sort of the two big tent poles on my list, because for the most part I can chew through anime really quick, but when there's, you know, quadruple digit episodes worth of anime to get through, that's where I get a little gun shy. But yeah, let's go away and sort of brainstorm our to watch list and see what the biggest sort of letters of shame are on there from our respective lists.
Speaking of shame, we're going to come back to a story from last week about the leaks of a bunch of Netflix shows, essentially. So last week, if you didn't listen or watch, there was news of multiple anime series being leaked online and a film, and Netflix has provided a statement in response because a lot of those were supposed to be coming out on their platform. So per IGN, Netflix said one of our post-production partners has been compromised and footage from several of our titles has unfortunately leaked online. Our team is aggressively taking action to have it taken down.
Ooh. And first and foremost, if you haven't watched or listened to last week's episode, what the bloody hell are you doing? Go back and check it out. There's great content in these previous 12 episodes. But circling back to this bit of news, in addition, Crunchyroll also released a statement to the Wrap about the leaks. We are aware of a content leak ahead of one of our fall series, that is ReZero, that got leaked, the first episode of that one. We've opened an investigation to identify the source of this leak, and our team is taking action to have it taken down. So it feels very, hey, ChatGPT, give us a formal response that we can share around, because Crunchyroll and Netflix almost have verbatim responses going out into the market here.
Yeah. Honestly, it's good to see that they're taking action so quickly. I think especially, I think on Netflix's part, because it's mostly animation. So I'm curious to see what the outcome ends up being. But I also saw on Anime News Network that some episodes of Arcane Season 2 had been leaked as well, which is big news. So I'm definitely curious to see how they handle this going forward. Like, you know, when they do get it taken down, like what, if we know what the repercussions will be for the people that leaked this stuff.
Yeah, I'm curious as well, but I feel like barring some sort of potential fine or penalty for said post-production partners that were the weak links here that caused their content to get leaked out into the world, and strengthening of their cybersecurity and data centers and stuff, I don't feel we're going to hear anything more about this in an official capacity. That very broad stroke, one or two lines that we've just spoken about from Crunchy and Netflix are probably going to be the tip of this spear, and they'll do some stuff behind the scenes. But it's still sad. Like, it is very heartbreaking. But I also wanted to let you know, Courtney, that I haven't gone looking for any of these leaked titles since last week. Obviously, I had that momentary lapse of weakness because Dun 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 is my life at the moment. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stay strong. I'm going to sort of toe the line and wait for these official releases. But you mentioned Arcane Season 2. Did you have like a momentary lapse where you're like, ooh, maybe? Because I know you're a League of Legends and Arcane superfan.
Yes. So I think if I wasn't so lazy... maybe I would have put in the effort to find it, but I thought I just can't be bothered. Like, I love these things, but my two brain cells just like can't connect to make things happen in that way.
Bless
but
the
I'm
little
proud
guy.
of you. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, it wasn't easy, but you know what? I'm like, I've got so much other stuff happening at the moment. I am just going to focus on that because I'm going to blink and the official episodes will be in front of me in no time. So yeah, I'm standing strong. So I'm proud of myself. And the final headline, Courtney, it's a sad one. Pokemon English dub voice actress Rachael Lillis passed away from breast cancer on August the 10th. She was best known for her roles as Misty and Jessie, as well as also doing a wide range of voice acting work across anime and broader genres.
Yeah, so outside of the Pokemon franchise, Lillis was known for her work as Utena in Revolutionary Girl Utena, Mikot Bash in Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn, and Martina in Slayer's Next, which is even just only the tip of the iceberg of the work that she did.
Yeah, she was one of the stalwarts of the Western voice acting for quite some time. And yeah, this is devastating news. 55 is far too young, and stories like this, they constantly put things in perspective, at least for myself speaking personally on it. Like you see these lives getting taken during the peak of their powers and with so much life to live that it just really makes you take a step back and realize that life is very fleeting. So, you know, on a personal and a health-based matter, be sure to take care of yourself. Don't skip those checkouts and those annual appointments because you never know what's going to get thrown your way. But also wanted to send some thanks to Rachael for shepherding me off in the mornings through her fantastic vocal work in Pokemon, but also watching as various characters that she voiced in the Super Smash Bros. Game franchise as my ass got repeatedly kicked because I am woeful at that series. And also I wanted to shout out, she also voiced the Fire Witch Nagi in the very underrated Boogie Pop Phantom anime, which does not get enough love. So Vale, Rachael, you will be sorely missed.
Yeah, it's so sad to hear about another iconic voice actor passing. I feel like as anime fans, we never really appreciate how much the voice actors really do. Like they really bring these characters to life. Like without them, you know, it's just lines on a screen. And I think for me, the biggest thing was I remember watching the Pokemon anime on Cheese TV every weekday morning before school because I was obsessed. And I honestly really distinctly remember the voices of Misty and Jessie. Like when I saw this news and I read it, I was like thinking of scenes that had those characters. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that was such a huge part of my life that, you know, really you don't think about how much it impacts you until something like this happens. So rest in peace, Rachael.
Hopefully whatever is for her in the afterlife takes off at the speed of light.
Blasting off again. God, I don't know if I can make that joke.
Well, you did.
Oh, we're here now. Anyway, let's go to On the Horizon. Here's our rapid fire news. And sometimes major releases presented by Otaku Box, the only anime box with scale figures, voting, and ecchi.
I gotta say, I keep mentioning this, but the emails seem to be getting smuttier and smuttier that I'm getting from Otaku Box. They are not even hiding the boobies anymore. There is just exposed boobies the second you open that email up, and I'm like, oh, goddamn, I am awake. Like I do my usual in bed, jump on my phone, see what messages are, check an email, and I click through and I'm like, well, all right, I'm awake. I'm not going back to sleep anymore. It's time to get my day started because I am way too overstimulated thanks to Otaku Box.
Well, like I said, don't look at the Instagram page when you're in public. Just there are times I've been scrolling and it's just some anime titties and I'm like, yes, but also no, I'm outside.
Yeah, unless you're a bit of a voyeur and you want people to sort of pay attention to you and your ways, then yeah, definitely look at it in a more secure and private space.
But speaking of the rapid fire news, so there aren't many headlines for rapid fire news today, but the ones that are there are actually really good. So first of all, the One Piece Grand Arena game has been announced for Roblox. So if you don't know what Roblox is, it's essentially like a sandbox, kind of like Gary's Mod, and people can make games within the game. So now there's going to be a One Piece game on Roblox that you can play. I don't play Roblox and I don't think I'll play this game, but isn't it so wild that we now just have these like huge IPs in Roblox?
It's nuts. Like everything is in Roblox. Like it sort of was steadily sort of blowing up over time as the main competitor to Minecraft as far as what the kiddos are all about. And like you said, the the freedom of choice and the sandbox that is in Roblox is very impressive. It does weird me out sometimes when you see a lot of YouTube creators and they're like 30, 40 something year old males playing around with kids in Roblox. I'm like, this is kind of weird and very stranger dangery, but like, I'm happy to see anime again transcend into other sort of forms of popular media, and getting One Piece into Roblox is no small feat, and all the Straw Hat Pirates are going to be very thirsty for that I'm sure.
Yes. But the next headline, this is my favorite one, I think, this week. There is a new species of crustacean named after Rumiko Takahashi's Ranma.
So great.
So basically the reason that this little crustacean that is named after Ranma from Ranma 1/2 is because the crustacean is both male and female.
It's so great. It's so cleverly named. And this little crustacean, apparently it's only like 4 to 5 millimeters in length. Like, it's not a big little creature in itself, but I love that they've gone away from, like, typically you see new species discovered and it just gets named after the person that found it. But I like that they got a little clever, and maybe there's just a bit of anime and Ranma fandom here. And I'm all for this. More anime names into creature discoveries, please and thank you.
Well, so I actually saw, thanks to Anime News Network, who put in the research for this actually isn't even the first time that one of Takahashi's characters have been used to name a new species.
Really?
So, yes. So, in 2014, a harvestman spider species was named Taito Kakera after the pieces of Shikon no Tamajul from Inuyasha. And then in 2020, a new butterfly species that was found was named after Lum. So there's
3 species.
Yeah.
3 species from Takahashi's great mind. That's fantastic.
Isn't that insane? And now we have this little shrimp boy
or girl
and girl named after Ranma, which is insane. I'm like, this is a good day to be a weeb.
It is a great day to be a weeb or a fan of crustaceans or just discoveries in general. So let's see what the next great discovery is, and which anime character will get immortalized forever as its namesake. But 3 great headlines there. As far as the major releases, I apologize last week that I lied to you and said season 7, episode 151 of My Hero Academia was airing on the usual sort of Saturday/Sunday time slot. It actually copped a bit of a delay and is only now airing in the next 24 hours. As I mentioned, we are recording at just before midday on the 17th of August. So sometime in the next 12 hours or so, My Hero Academia season 7, episode 151 will be airing, and I am hyped as hell to see what goes down because, again, the episode ended on a monster of a cliffhanger, and I am keen as a bean to see what happens next.
You forgot. There is one more great piece of news, and
Really?
This one's for the gays and the theys.
I'm so sorry. I somehow skipped ahead on that. Ignore me.
He's just so excited about My Hero Academia that he needs to skip.
That's true.
But there is a new, well, the BL manga is not new, but there is a new anime adaptation coming for the BL manga. Go for it, Nakamura, which for me personally is extremely exciting because, as you know, I love a BL series. So in Japanese, the name is Ganbare Nakamura-kun, which is very cute to me, but it's getting a TV anime adaptation. We don't have any details on studio or staff or date, but essentially this series, really, really cute. It was serialized between 2017 and 2021. It's about this high schooler, Nakamura, who has a crush on his classmate, but they've never actually spoken. So Nakamura spends all of his time just daydreaming up scenarios that he would like to have with his classmate and never actually talks to him. And I don't know about you, Brendan, but I spent a lot of my high school years daydreaming situations like that.
I still do now. So I can understand exactly what this anime or soon to be anime / current manga is up to, and also what you've been living through in your high school years as well. And yeah, this sounds fun. From the art I've seen, it looks really, really nicely drawn. So I feel it's going to translate to screen really well. I love awkward, bumbling romance, and who isn't a fan of boys' love? Like, boys' love in any type of medium is always great. And I love that in this day and age, it's becoming more and more mainstream. I don't want to say more and more accepted because I feel it should always be accepted, but it's becoming more and more regular across all types, whether it be like anime or in sort of mainstream film and television. It's awesome to see. And yeah, Nakamura, go for it, Nakamura. Looks like it's going to be fun. So I'll keep my eyes on this one. And yeah, the manga itself's been out for a while. Like it's been running for around a decade or so. So they've got a lot of lore to dig through there, Courtney, which I'm curious to see translate to screen.
Ganbare Nakamura-kun.
Super cute. And yeah, sorry about that. Go for it, Nakamura, for jumping ahead of you with the My Hero news because yeah, I was just so overstimulated to see what Deku was poking up to.
You're very overstimulated this week.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I've got a like a new job starting Monday. I think I've just been a bit antsy. I've been on gardening leave the last few weeks. I'm just looking forward to getting back into routine and structure 9 to 5 again. But in the interim, as that is still not happening until Monday, I want to know what you've been doing this past week. What have you been watching? Any notable standouts you want to bring to the studio today, Miss Courtney Smith?
Okay, I'm going to do this in a different order than I have written because I want to talk about my most exciting new thing last. So I'm going to start with the thing that maybe is slightly less exciting, but Days with My Stepsister. And I'm shocked about this title making it onto my shortlist this week because if you remember when I first started watching the series and I first mentioned it, I was like, it's just trash, right? It's like trashy, like weird stepsister anime, you know, there are 100 of them, you get it. So I've been watching it every week as I do because it hasn't been bad enough for me to drop like Nare Nare Cheer for You. It's had like a somewhat cohesive story. It's just stepsister romance. Anyway, the latest episode was actually really good. So episode 7 that just aired last week, we actually get a really deep episode, an introspection from Ayase, the stepsister. And the whole episode is her basically writing in a diary. It's from her perspective, and she's recording her feelings and admitting that maybe she's actually really jealous of the bookstore senpai that works with her stepbrother. And she has this like moment where she's like, just write it down, Ayase. Just write down that one word that you know what it means, you know that you're feeling. And I'm like, oh my God, girly. Okay. So it's actually really well written. I'm very surprised.
I need to get back into this, like, because I was watching this in tandem with Shoshamin and I sort of parked them both. Like, I'm like, this is fine. But both of them were really snail's pacey as far as the story development. And I do appreciate that sometimes when it is a little bit more grounded and real and more relatable in the fact that it's not zany, whimsical stuff happening 24/7. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was gorgeously animated, Days with My Stepsister. But yeah, it didn't hook me after those first 2 episodes. I'm like, yeah, I'll go back. And I haven't had the incentive to go back. But hearing that this episode 7 does have some really good moments and some strong writing, like that's a big hook for me. So maybe I'll circle back. I've got a little bit of travel happening this week. So yeah, maybe I'll download a couple of episodes and watch it on the iPad as I'm in the air. So yeah, appreciate you sharing that one because it sounds like I need to check it again.
Honestly, I will say that the only reason I'm still watching it is because it's one of my skincare anime. So basically when I'm like doing my skincare or my makeup or I'm feeding the cat, I like have a show on in the background. And this is one of those shows, right?
Okay.
This is one of my background shows, but like the fact that this episode, I like actually had to like pause, like when I wasn't like doing, like when I wasn't actively watching it, I was like, okay, maybe it's not as trashy as I thought. Still trashy, don't get me wrong, but it has some substance, which is good.
I like some substance, and I'm curious, listeners and viewers, what is your sort of face anime? What is your makeup anime? What are you watching on the out of sort of on the side of the periphery there as you're putting your face on or doing your tasks? What is your sort of what do we call it? What we classify it as? What's the wording we can use to title this type of anime?
I guess I don't want to say background anime because like I'm still watching it. I guess it's like my hands-free anime.
Oh, okay, I like that. Yeah, what's your hands-free anime? I want to hear about it.
Yeah. Also, don't reply with anything weird.
Actually do, because I want to hear all.
So I also have been watching Mayonaka Punch. Of course, I'm obsessed with this show. I'm so obsessed. And this week we actually had another really emotional episode. So the vampires, it starts with them like destroying their house by accident because they all got drunk and went crazy. And then as a result, they got on the news. There was a news report and Tokage is like in the news. She's like, I don't know who blew up the wall of our house. Arson or something. And it's like Tokage is like sweating. I'm like, oh my God. And so Mother, the like faceless head vampire matriarch, she's like, that's it. I'm demolishing your house. You're so irresponsible. You're going to come and live with us with all the other bad vampires because you cannot be trusted. And from here, we actually get to know Ichiko's backstory and that she was turned into a vampire when she was a child. And so she has this really kind of strong reliance on family and familiarity and this trauma with her childhood that she's actually never left. So I think it's really a really good and deep episode.
I'm an episode behind on this. I am loving Mayonaka Punch, and it is firmly in my top 10 for the season. And I was doing my list the other day, and there's a lot of decent anime in this season. Like, my list is in the 20s as far as things that I'm rating and working my way through. And yeah, Mayonaka is right up there. So I intended to watch this episode last night, but then got stuck in the latest season of Diablo 4. So I ended up playing that till like 1 a.m. and was too tired to watch any anime after that. So yeah, I'll check it out today. But yeah, it is so great, and it's wholesome and silly and gorgeously animated, like we've talked about the last couple of weeks. So I'm thankful for you bringing this one to the table every other week, because it's a banger.
Add me on Diablo.
Okay, done. What are you playing?
At the moment, I'm leveling my seasonal necromancer.
Oh yeah, I'm leveling a sorcerer at the moment. I'm at level 95, so I should hit 100 today on her, I think.
Nice. My last standout for the week, though, I'm so excited, is Delico's Nursery. So this anime was delayed by a month. It came out on August 8th, so last week, and the second episode aired this week. So there's 2 episodes out. I watched them both. This series,
it was made for you, Courtney.
It was made for me. Buddy daddies. All right. We know buddy daddies, Spy Family, except it's just 2 guys who end up being a dad to a girl that they kill the father of on a
dark,
mission.
But fantastic.
Very dark. But so buddy daddies, except they are 4 hot vampires drawn in the most gorgeous art style you've ever seen. Also, there's an organization that they are, I think the organization is what they're trying to fight, but it's called True Vamp. Except it gets shortened to Trump. Every episode, they're like, yeah, they introduced it as True Vamp in the first episode, and now all they say is Trump. Like, yeah, we have to take down Trump.
I love that.
Like,
I love it.
My God, I'm losing my mind. I don't actually know what's going on. All I know is that the hot vampire daddies are like, yeah, so we have to beat Trump. But also we have to look after our kids because one of the guy, like the main guy, his wife was killed. So now he's in charge of looking after his children. God forbid. And so now they're like, yeah, so we have to beat Trump and take care of our kids. We can do it. And also they're really hot and they're vampires. And I love it.
It sounds so stupid, but so fantastic at the same time. And shout out to the mangaka for the social commentary and maybe hatred, coincidentally or otherwise, towards Trump. I'm all about that because can't stand the guy. So this sounds like a hell of a jaunt. And we did mention it coming out like a week or so ago, but I didn't read the synopses. I just read sort of the byline and I'm like, oh, doesn't look too flash hot from just the key art I saw. But this sounds like a good time because Buddy Daddies was one of my surprise favorites from last year. I thought it was really well done. And if this is more of the same, but just replacing a couple of hitmen with a group of sexy vampires, like, let's go.
It's definitely tonally darker, like it feels darker but still has those kind of light comedic moments, obviously because of the children. So yeah, definitely worth checking out if you're a fan of vampires, hot vampire daddies, or children being funny.
I respect this episode is bookended by sexy vampire thirst traps. We've gone with Twilight and we've gone with Delico's Nursery at both ends of this episodic sandwich. So thank you for that, Courtney, whether that be coincidental or otherwise.
You're very welcome. But what have you been watching?
So I've been watching a lot of the usual stuff, but I'll quickly give a super quick thumbs up roundup to a few of the usual suspects. Alia sometimes hides her feelings in Russian, episode 7. Really great, really strong episode. Really loving this world. I still feel the incest or implied incest is a little forced and unnecessary at times. I thought it went away a little bit the last couple of weeks, but it's back in full force in episode 7.
Man.
But still really great. Still really love the world. Still gorgeously animated. The latest episode of Maka-ine, I think it, at the moment, is probably my favorite anime of the season so far. I love the world, love the characters, love the realness, and that animation style again. It is absolutely stunning. I don't know if you're up to date and checked out the latest episode of Maka-ine this week.
So I haven't seen the latest episode. I saw up to the episode where the boy that not rejected, but is going out with the other girl that is Yanami's friend. I saw that episode.
The Lit Club, head of Lit Club boy.
Oh, no, the other one.
Oh, yeah, sorry. The one that rejected Anna in the first episode. Yeah.
So I'm up to that episode, and seriously, I think this series is going to be anime of the season. Like, 100%.
That's how I feel. Like I was saying, I'm working on like my list of 20 or 25 that I'm working through, and it's number 1 with a bullet at the moment. It's so great. My dear friend Nokotan is also so great. It's just good, silly, insane insanity with tons of heart and tons of deer-based punnage, which I'm all about. And I also wanted to shout out, because it is a continuation from previous season, but Spice and Wolf just keeps going from strength to strength. Like, I love just this slow, smoldering romance set in this period piece drama with some fantasy. And we talked about it on and off in this podcast already, but just the writing is, it's poetry, and the vocal delivery of said lines further makes it like poetry. And I wanted to shout out those ones because they're continuing to bring so much fun and laughter and heart to my weekly viewing habits at the moment.
Yeah, 100% agree. Spice and Wolf is almost done.
I know, I'm sad. I hope we get more.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Hello.
I will say my only gripe with Spice and Wolf in this second half of this season is the ending track is so out of place.
Yeah,
it just doesn't feel like it should be there. It is weird as shit, and I don't know why they made that choice of this like little poppy ditty as opposed to this more traditional fantasy stuff that they had leading up into that change.
I think both the opening and ending for this core have not been as good as the first one.
I agree. But something that has been good and has been a little bit of a pleasant surprise, and it was on our sort of to watch lists or most anticipated for this season, is Senpai is an Otokonoko. I've been working my way through this one. I don't know if you've watched any yet.
Nah.
You haven't?
No.
You haven't?
I've been waiting.
Okay. I say wait no longer, Courtney, because it's been really enjoyable. Like, I'm only up to episode 5, I think, so I'm 2 episodes back of the current run, but it's really sweet, really respectful as well in how it handles themes like gender and love and, same-sex romance and stuff like that. So it's really well written, gorgeously animated. Like Project Number 9 are the studio behind this, who are one of just the savants of romance and slice of life anime. They do so much of that sort of genre and that subset. So they are just, they've got the formula, they know the secret sauce. They're just laying it out here with Senpai. And I'm really enjoying it. And I do love me a good juicy love triangle. And we're seeing that develop between Makoto, Saki, and Ryuji at the moment. And it's just been really enjoyable. I've watched 4 or 5 episodes this past week because I was late to it as well. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give it a go. We've got a foundation that I can chew through here to see if it's going to withstand the little rule of 3. And it has. And it's creeping up into my top 10 for the season as well. So give it a peek. I think it's really well done. And the other one that was so far off my radar because I thought it was just going to be super poo and just really dismissed it for some reason or another, I'm up to date on the magical girl and the evil lieutenant used to be arch enemies. Super, super duper heckin' cute. Like, we've got the Demon Lord's right-hand man named Mira, and he falls in love with Momori, who is a magical girl doing her thing to try and keep the world safe and fight the horde of evil entities and baddies that are constantly landing on Earth. But it's super funny and really fun at times, and there's so much heart. Like, you're seeing them go on these awkward daily interactions and pseudo dates where they meet for lunch every day or whatever, and like, you know, I'm gonna take you down today in parentheses, but then he's like, hey, I bought you this cheesecake, what do you think of this? I bought you this. And like, he's buying her gifts and he's doting over her and watching him crush. And I love a good like glasses readjustment, and they do a lot of good glasses readjustments in this world, and his glasses explode a lot of the time due to overstimulation because she's just cute as hell. Like, Momori as the magical girl is, it's Sailor Moon trope personified, and she's got her cat familiar, but the cat familiar, we find out, is actually a dirty piece of shit who's trying to exploit her. Like, he makes her go to work, earn all this money, takes all her money, doesn't give her anything, sends her out to like go get me more beer and cigarettes, and
oh my god.
And then like as he's doing battle is filming the fights and then selling it online on the internet to like dirty pervs. So like the familiar is a piece of poo who you can't stand. And we're only 6 episodes in. The episodes are actually a little shorter run times. They're like anywhere from 13 to 17 minutes. So little tight bangers. So you're getting these nice little entree-sized episodes, really well paced, really gorgeously animated. But in the latest episode, we're introduced to another magical girl named Kagari, and she's just constantly dropping F-bombs all over the place. Like, she's just like, fuck this and fuck you and fuck that. And like, she's just a real savage little magical girl. Doesn't fit the stereotype at all, but it is just a great world. I feel bad that I've given it a bit of an early dismissal, but I'm all in. Like, I was watching these episodes like full 100% concentration. It's not a background anime. It's not a hands-off anime, as we were talking about earlier. Like, I'm hands-on, 100% straight down the barrel watching it because I love, and this is cute as shit, and I need all of it in and around my mouth all the time.
Okay, I think I definitely need to check this one out. I was trying so hard this season to keep my watching list to under 10 series. I was trying so hard, and you, Brendan, have single-handedly ruined my goal, because now this will be number 12, and then number 13 will be Senpai and Otokonoko. So it's ruined, but it's fine. This sounds so good. I'm so excited for Magical Girl.
Yeah,
so excited.
I went into it with very low expectations. I'm like, you know what? I want to see what else is new in this season. Chucked it on, but within the first 5-10 minutes, I'm like, yeah, I'm in. I'm hooked.
All right.
I love this awkwardness, and I love that. Yeah, Mira, who is like the second strongest man in the Demon Lord's army, and even just like their minions, they've got like a bunch of faceless minions wearing the same costume, but like their dialogue, it's like all the time, and you just see it translate. Like, it is an absolute hoot, and has quickly become one of my favorites of the season as well. I love it.
It sounds so good. Okay, that's it. After my Twilight movie marathon, I'm watching this.
Please
You've
do.
got me.
Please do. But the humanoid familiars, like you meet a bird familiar for minor spoilers for Kagari as the other magical girl. And is this humanoid bird familiar, which is like sexy but awkward and weird at the same time. Like, it's just
oh my God.
It genre jumps and tone shifts so much, but it just works. So yeah,
amazing.
The magical girl and the evil lieutenant used to be archenemies is one of my favorites of the season.
All right, you've got me. Sold.
Yeah, well, see, that coincides nicely. It's episode 13. Now you've got 13 to watch on the docket. So we're all about synergy here.
You're killing me.
Sorry about that. But that brings us to the official end of episode 13, Courtney. Anything you wanted to mention or shout out before we close this studio down for another week?
If I were a magical girl, I would also drop constant F-bombs. Just saying. I'm
not at all surprised by that. I'd be upset if you didn't, actually. It would be very off-brand for you if you didn't. All right. Listeners and viewers, anyone that will be attending PAX Australia in October of 2024, keep your calendars free, because on Friday, October the 11th, at the fantastic saucy time of 10 p.m. or 2200, for your military folk out there, we'll be hosting the first ever Waifu World Cup panel, which is going to be just as sexy and chaotic as it sounds, if not more. So pencil that into your calendars. You can come along and watch ourselves have all kinds of fun on the Kookaburra stage at PAX Australia 2024, Friday, October the 11th at 10 p.m. Be there or be square.
And I'll say, I was not planning on coming in cosplay to this panel because it's very late, but if our podcast gets, let's say, how many like, I guess, how can we measure our ratings / reviews / subscribers? If it gets a certain amount, I will come in cosplay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what metric you want to base it off.
Yeah.
But we can have a think.
Yeah, we'll have a think, and then we'll do if we get a certain amount of subscribers, I reckon then I'll come in cosplay.
And now you've immediately put me on the hot seat, because it's like I can't be the only one not in cosplay on this stage. So, you know, maybe I'll come in cosplay as well.
Oh, okay. I like this. I like it.
One in, all in. You know, that's the mentality here. I can't leave you high and dry on the stage cosplaying up where I'm just in a pair of chinos and a tee. So I'll think of something too. Unless there's any characters that I can play that wear just chinos and tees, that might work out well.
I reckon we all just cosplay as characters from Shikanoko.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I could find a little schoolgirl outfit. I'll wear the skirt. I don't care.
Yeah. All right.
My legs aren't too bad.
Done deal.
But yeah, Friday, October the 11th at 10 p.m. If you are making your way to PAX Australia this year, mark that in your calendar. Come check it out. It's going to be an hour or so of chaos, fun, and everything else in between. But outside of that, be sure to follow us on the socials. You can follow me at More Than Senpai. You can follow Courtney at Courtney_San. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe this podcast on your podcast platform of choice. But if you're giving us those reviews, remember the algorithm only accepts 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So do that. And if you're checking us out on the video, like, comment, and subscribe on TikTok and YouTube. Head on over to morethanhentai.live to get your hands on the tastiest merchandise in the land. And while you're there, you can join the Sugoi Squad from the low price of $1 per month to get exclusive access to perks, content, giveaways, and more. But listeners, viewers, otakus, and members of the Sugoi Squad, officially or unofficially, whether your anime be subbed, dubbed, or still yet to come, enjoy yourself, and much love to all the gorgeous waifus and husbandos out there. Goodbye.
Mata ne.